What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadski and I am back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. And in today's video, I'll be bringing you guys the video of the teams that I used in order to take on the brand new Chaos Difficulty 50 Stamina Ideo COLISEUM. Now, this is an extremely difficult COLISEUM. I would say it's probably the most difficult that we've had on Global thus far. Actually, Olympus is pretty difficult, but this is like very, very close to that difficulty. This is a very, very hard COLISEUM. And remember, guys, these teams that I use in this video are just the teams that I used in order to beat it. This is a playthrough, not a guide video, so hopefully you guys do still go on to enjoy the video. And if you guys do enjoy it, make sure to smack the like button down below, as it is always greatly appreciated. But without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Round number 1 against Chaos COLISEUM Ideo is going to be against Hajrudin. Now, he has 10 million health, and he'll attack you every 3 turns for 24,000 damage. Now, after the 3rd turn, he will go ahead and buff his own attack up to 30,000 damage. So the best way to deal with this is to bring a zombie-based team. That is the easiest way to get around it, but otherwise you could also try and take out his entire health bar in a single turn as well. He also has that preemptive attack that will make it so that red, blue, and green orbs will have a higher chance of appearing for the next 5 turns, and he randomizes your orbs, so you're going to be getting a lot of those orbs. But overall, it actually isn't too difficult of a COLISEUM stage, and I'll see you guys on round number 2. Round number 2 is going to be against Monkey D. Luffy. Now, on the very first stage of this entire stage, you'll actually encounter the Kraken, and he will go ahead and give you a 1.2 times orb boost and a 1.1 times type boost. So I'm bringing Cavendish here to get rid of the buffs that they gave me, and then going ahead and applying my own buffs. Also, he goes ahead and will go ahead and will paralyze your entire crew for 1 turn, and also give you 5 turns of Captain Despair. So that's why I'm bringing these specific characters to get rid of everything. I have 2 health cutters, and I'm able to take him down with a single Cavendish special ability while he is the captain. But I'll see you guys on the 3rd round against COLISEUM Ideo. Round number 3 will be against Ivankov. Now, Ivankov has 2.85 million health, and he'll attack you for 5,500 damage. And all of the characters around Ivankov actually have varying amounts of health. Maximum amount is going to be 220,000, and they each have a combo barrier that will have a 1-hit combo barrier. So basically, you have to do 1 hit to them before you can actually start dealing damage to them. I went ahead and brought Magellan just because Magellan's actually kind of fun to use, and he just kind of destroys all the mobs, and then taking down Ivankov is pretty easy, because Ivankov under 50 or 20%, he doesn't actually do anything, so even if you do get him below those thresholds, there's nothing to really worry about. So even you can just bring your own friend Magellan and then bring a couple of healers, and you're going to have a great time clearing this specific dungeon. But overall, a very, very easy dungeon. Nothing really to talk about here. If you guys are really struggling with the mob characters, you can go ahead and bring a friend Blackbeard if you do need to, and you can still use like a raid Magellan as a sub to go ahead and clear the stage as well. But anyways, I'll go ahead and see you guys in the next stage of COLISEUM Ideo. Fourth round is going to be against Blue Gilly. Now, Blue Gilly has 3.55 million health, and he does have surrounding mob characters as well, who have a max of 180,000 health in total. Now, he goes ahead and applies a debuff protector for 98 turns, and will increase the chances of you landing on negative orbs for 98 turns. And under 50%, he will buff his own attack by 1.75 times, and under 20%, he does 50,000 damage to your crew. Now, when you actually kill Blue Gilly, he will recover up to 200,000 health, and he will buff his own defense for 1 turn, and then have a 5 hit good barrier that you have to get through before you deal damage to him. Now, if you don't end up killing him on the revive, he does that under 20% attack, which is 50,000 damage to your crew. So either try and tank the hit or try and do damage to him through the barrier and through his defense, which is exactly what I do with this specific team. But now I'll see you guys on the final room against COLISEUM Ideo. And now we reach the final stage, which is going to be against Ideo, but on stage 3, like all other 50 stamina Colosseums, you have to deal with one of the previous bosses that we had already taken down. So, I'm going to show you all 3 variations here. Now, this first variation is going to be Hajrudin. He does the exact same thing as before, except he doesn't actually boost his attack after that 3rd turn, and he will also only have just over 1,000,000 health. So as long as you have a way to get purple orbs on your purple characters, you're not going to have too many issues with the Hajrudin stage, or if you just have a really powerful team, you're not going to have any issues whatsoever. On the Luffy variation, he has 620,000 health. Now, after the first 2 turns, then is the best time to go ahead and burst this guy, because for the first 2 turns, all of your characters are going to be completely paralyzed. So unless if you have a way to remove the paralysis and then burst him, then that is the best way to deal with it, is to go ahead and just tank the 2 first turns of paralysis, and then you can go ahead and try and take him down. That is the best way in order to take down the Luffy. Don't get him under 40% though, otherwise he does 24,000 damage to your crew. Now let's talk about Ivankov. Ivankov has 650,000 health, and he does essentially the exact same thing as the previous variation that you'd had already fought against. He has all the barriers and stuff on all the mob characters. All the mobs only have about 90,000 health, so they're very easy to take down. And after the first turn, he'll go ahead and berserk everyone, I believe, and then on the 4th turn, he actually buffs his own attack. So killing him before that 4th turn of attacks is the most ideal way. Otherwise, you're going to start, to tank a lot of hits. And luckily, with this specific thing I have the Lordship, which provides some pretty good recovery. So if you do ever fall below 20%, then you can go ahead and use that special, get a lot of recovery back, and then you'll be good to go to take on the rest of the content in the dungeon. Also, having Kinemon is pretty nice for any of these stage 3 fights, because if you do lack some orbs on the burst turn to move on to the next stage, you can use his special ability to guarantee you 3 matching orbs, which is very, very nice. But now that we've done that, let's talk about Blue Gilly once again. Blue Gilly has only 1.85 million health this time, and he does the exact same thing as before. Under 20%, he does 50,000 damage to your crew, and when he is killed, he will revive with only 150,000 health this time, not 200,000 like the previous variation. He still has the same defense value, and he will apply that good barrier. So it is ideal to bring someone that can either reduce damage or someone that can deal damage to Blue Gilly through the barrier, or to remove the barrier altogether, then kill him. But he can be a little bit tricky with this stage, especially with those mob characters. They are pretty annoying to deal with as well. But after that, we move on to the final stage, which is going to be against Ideo. Now, I know on the screen we're not up to that yet, but I'm just going to talk about him because there's lots to talk about with Ideo. So, the final stage is going to be Ideo, and he has 3.8 million health, and he'll attack you for just under 6,000 damage every single turn. However, he actually does a buffed first turn attack. Ideo, when he first attacks you, will deal 11,800 damage, and Ideo is actually surrounded by 5 different mob characters, which have only 62,000 health, so certain characters' specials can actually knock out all of these surrounding characters, which is quite nice. However, after the first turn of attacks, he will go ahead and remove all positive buffs on your crew, or he cancels all special effects. So if you are relying on a special ability to carry you through multiple turns, then that is definitely not the way to go ahead and clear this guy, because he can be quite difficult to beat if you are trying to do that. Also, on that first turn of attacks, there is a damage reduction shield that Ideo actually put on the crew, on his enemy side of the crew, which can be quite annoying to deal damage to him too as well. Now, one big thing about Ideo that makes him extremely difficult is that you cannot use any sort of slot conversion or any orb manipulation, because if you apply any orb manipulation on your side of the crew, he will go ahead and deal 30% of your health as damage, and then makes all your orbs into bomb orbs, and that is a reoccurring special interrupt. If you try and manipulate your orbs once again, he will continuously change them back to bomb orbs. So bringing someone that can treat orbs as beneficial is definitely the best way to go, or if you have Shirahoshi, that is also the best way to go, because obviously rainbow orbs cannot be switched into any type of orb, so that's quite nice. Also, under 50%, Ideo does 17,000 damage to your crew, and then under 20%, he does 30,000 damage to your crew. So, you know, definitely don't get him below 50 or 20%. Otherwise, in most cases, that is going to spell the end of your run. So be very, very careful about that. But is Ideo worth farming? Yes, he is one of the better Colosseum characters in One Piece Treasure Cruise. He's a 2x orb booster for fighter type teams. And fighter teams are definitely going to be one of the better teams moving on into the future of One Piece Treasure Cruise Global. Especially once Gear 4 is released, this guy's going to be amazing. Providing an amazing 2x orb boost, very similar to Invasion Shanks on a Free Spirit team. So yes, if you guys do have the ability to farm this guy, you definitely should farm this character. He's a very, very good Colosseum character. But hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. And if you guys have enjoyed it, make sure to smack the like button down below. And if you want to stay up to date with all of the content I post on my channel, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But without further ado, I will see you guys within the next video.